Shea Keithler and Anthony Gobriel to get things started at the face-off circle. Maryland comes in as the #1 team, 6-0. It's an impressive resume already. Wins against Richmond, Syracuse, Princeton, and Notre Dame. Virginia, 3-3. They feel this is a litmus test game and a tipping point moment in the season. Terps control the opening draw. It's a Maryland offense, Quint, reminiscent of some of John Tillman's older teams where they hunt for the best shot, they find it, they get it, they score. Bryce Ford, his 10th of the season.
Patience and efficiency, working for the best shot, not the first shot, and they're willing to take their time and to eat into the shot clock. This is just a lefty downhill dodge by Ford. One of a handful of transfers for John Tillman at the midfield that have really shown up and made a big difference. He's a graduate student.
Kyle Colsey, Ryan Dunkel, Sean Brown, all big-time five-star type recruits shelved because of injury.
Turnovers have been the major issue this season on offense for Virginia. Lack of midfield production and turnovers.
A second midfield for Maryland gets its first run. Elijah Stovall, who had a couple goals against Delaware last week. A little high cheddar, 2-0 Terps.
This is pure heat by Stovall. 6'4", 210 pounds out of Bradenton, Florida. You know, John Tillman stuck with him last year, gave him the reps, and made sure that he was getting the playing time. And there were some growing pains, but now as a sophomore, you see the confidence in the shooting stroke. And when someone that big and that strong sets their feet with no defensive pressure on the hands, bye-bye.
Maryland has been, as you guys said, a machine. Virginia losses to Richmond, a blowout loss to Ohio State, a close loss to Hopkins, a win in Texas against Towson. McNaney gets his first save. Battle for the rebound. All right, now McNaney will set up the clear. McNaney came into this game 6 straight double-digit save games to begin the season at 66%.
His Notre Dame game is the best goaltending game of the season.
Chaos and a chance for Virginia. Truett Sunderland, McNaney the stopper.
Wow. Heavy dose of lefties on this field right now. Ford, Keegan, Whittier, Kelly.
Whittier defended by Ben Ware, one of the top LSMs in the country.
Whittier's played great this season.
Keegan gets top side, 3-0 Terps.
They're just a machine. It's a fine-oiled machine. Early in the season, we thought it would take this team with all sorts of new faces, maybe a month or two to find themselves. Not so fast. This team was ready to go right from the first game, and you can see how efficient they are on offense.
This is also
versatility.
A team that doesn't care who scores. Keegan was an attackman at Binghamton, so good around goal line extended, and like the way that he just extends his angle when he leaves his feet. It gives him an extra 3 or 4 feet to can that.
Urksa with Nunes pressing out. Urksa spun around, shot clock inside of 20.
Virginia plays man-to-man defense. Slow to double team.
Stovall gets to the left hand. It is 4-0 Maryland. They have scored on every shot. And Quint is Matthew Nunes seeing it.
No, he's not. And that's why I'm looking down at their bench to see what Kyle Morris, 38, their backup goalie's got going on. This is one that this goaltender has to make. Stovall's jump shot from mid-range. Talked about the lack of double teams, Clark. On an island you are as a defender. Gets back to his strong left hand.
That's bad defense from a scout perspective. You know that Stovall wants to go back to his left. Flush him down the alley.
John Tillman said the challenge early was to get the new guys to mix in. And they figured out what rotations have the most chemistry. You mentioned it doesn't matter who scores as we get a flag. They've remained efficient and to a degree unpredictable on offense. And now a whistle. Maryland has scored on every shot. Dowd feeds inside, shot, first save for Nunes. To the applause of the Klockner crowd, Chismar out of the scrum, looking for the punt return clear, and he makes his way through about 4 red shirts.
There's your spark. There's your spark. Fans are on their feet. They love it.
0-0 the Duke transfer, Charles Balsamo. Now Millen, he's got the keys to the Ferrari this year with Connor Schellenberger gone, the quarterback of the offense. Here comes Colsey, shot on the run, too easy for McNaney. Well, Lars Tiffany said the scouting report on Maryland is that they wait for the perfect shot. That can get you in trouble if it's late in the shot clock, but it's worked for Maryland all season, and certainly today, 4 for 5. Whittier to Keegan. Shot, score, using the concrete turf of Klockner.
This is a thing of beauty.
It is, and Lars Tiffany told us this week, George Fulton, the defender during film, was saying Maryland is addicted to the perfect shot. Well, this is as good as it gets. Keegan on a bouncer using his right hand. The Big 10 transfer, feeling it. He has to play in space. I saw Will Schaller against Chris Cavanaugh. When Cavanaugh tried to play the body, it's very difficult to move him. He wins the leverage game.
Schaller's a wrestler.
Yeah, you got to play him in space.
Schutz, crease feet, Sunderland.
Oh my gosh.
Doorstep denial, McNaney again.
That is a serious save.
He's the main ingredient of the salad.
Watch this save on the left hand of your screen. Kind of ignores the first 2 fakes and stays with it. He doesn't quit on this. Watch. Pump, pump, down low. He stays with it.
Yard sale, Ware the takeaway. Can Virginia get on the board? Schutz, Millen, McNaney there again. He's been a brick wall out of the glass town of Corning.
They're not the regular Virginia 4 or 5 guys being rolled out.
Aiken spins down the alley. Spanos from X. Now Stobaugh. 2 goals already. Another stick popped into the air.
Sale.
You got to let Ware play in the middle of the field. He's got the ball right now. He's top 5 nationally, 44 and white.
The short stick defensive midfield, but Ware's on the field so much. It's such a taxing role.
Wings on face-offs, defense, and the settled spots. They're asking a ton from him.
Griffin Schutz over to Millen. Top scoring freshman in the country last year. McNaney got a stick on it. Millen's shooting percentage this year below 20. And now here comes Maryland. Let's see if they push. They were so good at picking their spots in transition in the Notre Dame win. That Virginia team had Connor Schellenberger and Peyton Cormier, who's are 0 for in the first quarter today. Colsey, in their lead. Bounce shot, and Virginia finally gets on the board. It's Interlead's 3rd of the season.
During the break, Quinn, when Keegan let that one fly on the other end for the Terps, we were talking about grass, high bouncers, sticking corners. It's not just Keegan.
Playing on the natural grass, you never know when a yard sale from Ben Ware will trigger some offense. And then you talk about every field is different, but so many games now in college lacrosse being played on the plastic, the sport grass surfaces. But in the ACC, we got 3 grass fields: Virginia, North Carolina, and Duke.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to let Virginia have another crack at this in the first quarter.
Now they can hold for 1. Spanos has been quiet. Ford, step down. Nunes the save. Rebound. Waved off. Kelly was in the crease. Final 6. Nunes with a mangonel downfield. And it skips past his intended target. He is part of a very proud goalie lineage at Maryland. Last week he moved into 2nd place on the school's all-time saves list, passing the great Brian Doherty. You played against him.
Doc was a handful, and he let you know it too. I mean, he talked more trash than any goalie possible.
He backed it up.
Yes, he did back it up. Amazing
was a
player.
special talent.
Schutz, 3 straight 20-goal seasons for Virginia. Now Millen. He's got a short stick. Kohler Maryland without George Stamos, one of their shorties today, and that one comes to McNaney.
Nice outlet.
Quick outlet up ahead. Here's Schaller. Schaller tries to shovel it off. Urksa able to track it down.
Phenomenal work with this unit.
Whittier, the skip pass. Hesitation, Keegan. Over to his fellow transfer forward. Ford working on Erdman. Tough pass. Urksa couldn't handle it. It's punched out. Maryland able to recover. Still 25 seconds to shoot. Spanos now orchestrates from up top. Marked by the 6'5" Schroeder. Spanos draws the slide over to Keegan. Whittier running out of an angle. Kick save, Nunes. Virginia able to pick it up. Sunderland, former #2 overall recruit out of high school. 3 and white. Colsey. Virginia keeps boomeranging it around. Now Walsh, his shot deflected.
That's Maryland ball. That's a good call by the official, Logan McNaney, closer to the ball.
Second start of the season today. Second midfield out there for the Terps. Here comes Urksa, slides down. They'll get a warding call and a turnover.
Get you in these sets, and they can strangle you.
Here's the speedy Johnny Hackett. Been a slow start. A transfer who came over from Bryant. There's Hackett again. Dumps it back to Colsey. Gets free, shot and a score. Incredible individual effort by Ryan Colsey.
This is a sick move. And the reason this move happens is because of the respect Maryland has for Colsey as an outside shooter. So when someone can sling it from deep, you got to press out, you got to extend. So he makes this move. It looks like shot right there. The slide is playing shot. Colsey's thinking dodge, keeping it to the middle of the field and canning it.
Can play all over the field. Attackman in high school. Midfielder most of his time at Maryland. Back now at attack, really since the end of last year.
And it makes him a 360 attackman, all over the field, full circle.
Keegan, well, a bounce shot, easy save for Nunes. We get the penalty.
Virginia's got nice length on the perimeter.
Kelly thought about it instead. It comes back up top. Spanos over to Urksa. Crease feed. Dubik lost it. Here comes Virginia. Menke wanted it. And that gets the crowd fired up. Will Erdman with his first career goal.
They love the run and gun style. From defense to offense, these fans on their feet, the music's blaring. You feel the home court advantage here in Charlottesville. Watch it, turnover created. This man down unit has been nasty with their length.
And then off to the races, Will Erdman out of the Brunswick School in Connecticut, an offensive player in high school. Now he's playing short stick D-midi. He's got the green light. If you are a Virginia lacrosse fan, these are the types of plays you're accustomed to seeing.
Now Jack Walsh had a hat trick in the season opener. Here is Millen. Schaller playing like an All-American earlier this year, and Millen forced that one. Millen's numbers this year in Virginia's 3 losses, shooting 4 for 29. He's 0 for 6 today.
Schaller played his angles there, forcing Millen to the severe shot. McNaney with the save, but then Schaller runs into Millen while McNaney has possession, and thus the turnover.
30% shooter in 2024, McCabe Millen, over 40 goals, playing alongside Connor Schellenberger.
Menke from Millen. It's a 4-0 Virginia run. Oh, we got a game again.
The second opportunity pays dividends. Millen uses his eyes, Quint.
That turnover proves costly for Maryland. They've asked McCabe Millen to be the point guard. Okay, he's a natural scorer. I'm not sure that's really in his DNA, but on that play, he's the point guard. He presses inside, he draws the double, he steps away, he creates a vacancy, and he pops that ball inside.
And Duke without Cooper Flagg getting the W. Here comes Whittier. Maryland looking for its first tally of this second quarter.
Come on, D! Let's go, defense!
Ford has it stick check away by Chismar.
Numbers.
Virginia pushing transition. Chismar triggers too high. Draws the slide. Schaller meets him and he gives it up.
Now they're going to match up with Millen.
Sunderland now with the short stick. Team leader in assists. Spin cycle. Sunderland. No, it will stay with Virginia. 37 to shoot.
They weren't a behind the goal type of team too, and they put up astronomical numbers with Logan Wisnauskas winning the Tewaaraton in the national championship.
Here's a matchup maybe for the freshman Schultz against a double team. Slide well timed. Nunes catapults out of the cage. Final 30 seconds.
Really nice double team and handle. Push this now, push this.
Maryland's transition defense gets back. Lars Tiffany with a timeout. Here we go, final 15 seconds. Millen, the long dodge against Schaller. Millen windmills down the alley. Double team, knocked loose, ball on the ground. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and Maryland's defense wins the battle in the waning seconds of the opening half. Millen now 0 for 7 shooting. Came into the game shooting 18% on the season.
I like the look though, they earned the switch.
Here comes Schutz. Gives it up, 1 to shoot, save McNaney on the long-range missile by Colsey.
Can hold up for 4 quarters. They're running a lot of shifts.
Second midfield for Virginia. Interlead, Balsamo, and Jack Walsh. You mentioned Kastner. I saw him at a Stanford basketball shoot-around this year. Comes right up to me and he said, watch out for Jack Walsh this year. Colsey's shot turned away by McNaney. And he's wearing that #1 jersey. First time a goalie's worn that at Maryland since Melvin Stevens. That was your era, Q.
Never heard of him.
89 to 91. Shot and a score. Aiden Aiken, second of the season. Second goal of his career. The junior from North Palm Beach, Florida.
I watched that Princeton game when he scored his first goal. He showed some pop. There were 2 middies that day that walked away saying, wow, Maryland's got something. And Jack Schultz and Aiden Aiken. Aiden Aiken was a big-time recruit out of the state of Florida. And if you look at his ability to break defenders down.
Maryland led this game 5-0 at one point. Schutz getting the pick. Millen defended by Schaller. Gets free. Over to Menke. Save McNaney. Now
That's
11
really
out of 15.
Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Is that where we had pizza that one time?
State Player of the Year.
No. That wasn't Ridgewood. Ridgewood's a lot nicer than my hometown.
Where you went was cash only.
That's right, cash only, baby. There's Schutz, 10 to shoot. Ford slipping inside, and he beats Nunes.
We talk about goalies always being in position. Logan McNaney rarely out of position. Watch Matthew Nunes here get a little too aggressive, Quentin.
Late in the shot clock, plays kind of a scramble. Nunes thinks he can be that 7th defender and make a play on the ball. Watch it as this player comes underneath. Look at Nunes, he comes out to maybe take away the angle, but just leaving Ford too much to get top side. Great move underneath. You think you're going to be the slide man, and next thing you know, Nunes is in Nowheresville.
Penalty on Hudson Hausman. There's Spanos. Now Jack Dodd. Urksa. Kick save Nunes. Popped into the air.
Stop.
Snagged out of the air. That was Hublitz. Nunes able to come away with it.
Being 3-3 has not sat well here in Charlottesville.
Well, they've been to championship weekend 4 times in the last 5 years. Interlead with a goal. Cranks. McNaney the save. The quick outlet.
That's an insane save.
McDonald.
That is an insane save.
Let's see if Maryland pushes. Over to Urksa. Skip. Kelly gets the angle. Bounce shot. Nunes at the other end. Koloji chased over to Ware. Woo! Up ahead to Sunderland, high-level lacrosse. Now McCabe Millen against Schaller. Retreats. Maryland's transition defense today has been sublime at times.
I'm telling you, Tillman has a plan in terms of the way that he wants to ride.
You got some matchups.
Let's play defense.
Urksa stuck on D.
And Griffin Schutz brings Virginia back to within 2.
Virginia known for their ability to play end-to-end. It starts with Logan McNaney, man. You talk about smooth twist. Nunes gets a piece of that off his shaft or maybe the post.
Griffin Schutz, senior year. Backs against the wall. You're 3-3. Time to deliver.
Schutz lines up A.J. Larkin. There's Schutz. Rhinos down the alley. Plays it back to Sunderland. That pass tipped by Larkin and picked up by Maryland and Peter Lake.
And all through that, Ben Ware, 44 for Virginia, stayed on to play offense. Use him as a pick guy.
Well, he traps an offensive player from Maryland in that spot, and then they play 5-on-5.
Offsides on Maryland. Now with 20, he'll go to work on Gravino. Skip pass to the far side, Millen. Schaller all over him. Millen trying to get free. Behind the cage. 5 seconds. Not much room. McNaney got a piece of it, and Maryland's defense stands tall to close the third. They and Crater playing a little cat and mouse game. Now both run off. 20 to shoot. Here comes Hackett. Virginia's waiting for him to explode. Hackett to the cage. Save McNaney. Rebound. Sunderland diving. And the goal is ruled good. Now let's see if John Tillman decides to challenge.
He's seen it 3 times already in the iPad.
This place is going bonkers.
John Tillman running to get the challenge flag.
Let's see. He clearly lands in the crease. Does he land in the goal mouth after he scores? Any part of his body?
Right toe? Oh, the right foot, right toe.
I'd like to see another look, too. Maybe the left arm even in the goal mouth. So it's 2 things here. Does he step on the crease line with the toe?
With the plant foot. You'll see that in a second, right?
Now John Tillman now watching the video monitor. He wants to challenge.
He doesn't land in the goal mouth. He's clean from the goal mouth. It's all about the crease.
And John Tillman's going to eat the challenge instead. He puts it back into his pocket. He ran into his windbreaker to go get the red challenge flag. Now the face-off won by Maryland. Crater, Urksa. And that was one of the few times today Maryland hunted early offense.
They haven't scored. They have 0 goals in transition.
Urksa working on Koloji. Now Ford against Virginia's top shorty, Chismar. Here's the skip. Whittier. Crease feed. Nunes knocks it down. And he's a dangerous outlet passer.
Only a sophomore eligibility-wise. He's going to be something.
Here comes Hackett. Burst to speed. His shot hit somebody in the helmet. Popped into the air. And it comes to Maryland.
Potential numbers.
Gravino wanted a flag. Now he gets one.
They got all sorts of matchups here. They got Hackett and Millen caught on defense.
Another flag down. This could be a 2-man-up opportunity for Maryland. 6-on-4. Kelly over to Dowd. Standout D3 player at Salisbury.
Defense is in a box or a diamond. The middle man for Maryland.
Spanos! Chalamet!
It's been quiet, Quint. No longer.
You get condensed on defense, protecting that middle, and you lose kind of your reference in terms of yardage, and Spanos lights up the night here with a high righty rip to the corner. Watch him plant his feet and use all that 6'4" of length.
And he gets Nunes guessing there. Nunes is not in his fundamental stance right there. He is guessing. You give time and room to Spanos, he'll make you pay.
A face-off won by Maryland. Make it, take it, turn and rake it. Sean Crater, second career goal. And like that, momentum has swung.
They've got the 1-2 punch with Keither and Crater. Crater is what John Tillman calls the young thoroughbred. The upside, the sophomore, one of the top face-off specialists in the country a couple years ago, and he loves his ball skills. And when you're a face-off guy and you can create offense from the win, you can take your game to another level. But they're also going to do everything to protect the lead.
Yeah, they know the strength of the team. It's the back end and it's the goalkeeper. Complimentary lacrosse. Colsey to the middle. Swimming through Sharks. Lost the ball. Recovers. Over to Sunderland. Out of the chaos, Sunderland takes a spill. Wow. No flag.
Put him in a coffin, man. He pressed to the middle. He got buried.
They weren't whole.
He saw an opening.
Yeah, exactly.
He saw an
they
opening.
Were not whole,
and it closed.
But they recovered.
Here comes Spanos, stick checked away. That was number 49, John Schroeder.
You don't want to dodge against Schroeder up the right hash because he's a natural lefty. He's going to work that wrap check. If you're Spanos...
Why is that play working?
Well, because you get the defender who's behind hedging a little bit to help or to show, and then you have that back up. But I thought Whittier, if he turned his stick to the end line more, he could have scored.
Shot clock winding down. Urksa from in close. Maryland extends to a 4-goal lead.
You talk about playing complementary lacrosse. They pound you on defense, being fundamentally sound. They clear it, and then they finish it. Maryland's got the total package going on today.
Addicted to the perfect shot. The perfect shot this time is number 10 out of the ATL. Braden Urksa, the Terps up by 4.
The second midfield has accounted for 3 goals today. Aiken's got one of them. Stovall the other 2. Urksa Serpents around the crease. Shot save. Schroeder picked it up, dumps it to Weyer.
You got to press. You got to press and take a chance here. Like you said, Quinn, you might only have the ball 3-4 more times. You might only have the ball 2 more times.
Maryland is playing the clock as much as anything. Urksa spins it back to X and Whittier. Spanos in front, Nunes body safe, rebound Spanos, cash.
I tell you, it's hard to chase. It's all fine and dandy when you're practicing it during the week, but when you try to do it in the fourth quarter and everyone's gassed, it can get ugly. This is not the worst thing in the world for Virginia. Spanos with the follow-up. He goes to the leaner, and Nunes stuffs him. Boom, but he tracks it.
Do you remember earlier in the third quarter he went behind the back? That probably would have been a good time to go behind the back to increase his angle on the first one, but he follows the shot, like crashing the board in hoops.
Red Raiders lost to Bucknell today. They were feisty team for the first month and a half of the season, and Kark, you've had Syracuse a couple times. That's not the same game that maybe we thought when the schedule came out back in February.
Can I set the total for that game, Kark, at like 29.5, maybe 30?
Colgate likes the 10-man ride. If Syracuse's offense goes.
Kelly, Urksa, check please.
Terps are positioning themselves for a high seed at the end of non-conference play. They'll start their Big 10 schedule from here on out.
Meanwhile, Virginia.
And Virginia's season is very much on the ropes. Turmoil City here as they approach ACC play with a 3-4 record.
And they've got Albany and Utah before their ACC opener at home against Syracuse.
To win 3 games.
An impressive second half by Maryland, especially on the defensive side. Virginia got this game to 7-6. Colsey falling down. Maryland closing the game on a 5-0 run. They held the Cavaliers to just 2 goals over the last 35 minutes.